If I have to start over and pass the PMP again, here is what I do. Hi there, my name is Gabor Stram, and if you are new to this channel, here I'm sharing all my secret sauce how to pass the PMP in 8 weeks. So let's get started. Now, just to give you a full picture about my journey on the PMP and why I decided to use this title here. So I passed the PMP back in 2018. But my journey was not very easy. Technically, I failed 2 times. So I failed the PMP miserably 2 times, and it took me 3 years to get it done. Why it took 3 years? Because I was always so disappointed when I failed the exam that I was actually being kind of almost, waited for month and month, and then studied for month and months, and I did not succeed. Now, altogether, if I look back, I will start to focusing on a few things, and which is starting with the materials first. So in terms of materials, I remember I had multiple boot camps, I think 4 to 5 online courses, all the PMI books, other PMP preparation books. And I would say I'm just going to stick to one. And what I mean by that I'm a visual learner, so I'm really like to consume information through an online course. So I would say I would pick an online course and I will simply stick to it. And why is that? Because all the online courses, all the boot camps, all the 35 hours of programs, they are all focusing or using the same exact materials, which is the PMI books as a source of material to creating the 35 hours of courses. Now, which means theoretically the online courses and then the PMI books, I do not need to take them in a sequence because both of them are exactly the same. So you do not need multiple of them. I just need one where a creator is not really explaining things that I can fall asleep very easily. Instead, I can really listen and learn new things. So I will take that. In case you are, for example, a more like a reading person, go and grab a PMP prep book, and that will be plenty enough. So that will say in terms of materials for learning. Now, the second one I will go is the mock test simulator. Now, the mock test simulator, you also need only one in this case, because you not necessarily need to have 4 to 5 to 6 to 7. One big lessons learned from my side that using mock test simulators which are free, they are not providing quality questions. Most of the time, they are reflecting old exams because we know exactly how the questions are looking like, which are all explained in the exam content outline available on the PMI website, so you can look into it. So I would say I really would like to choose a simulator which is all in line with the latest exam content outline and the questions explained within the outline. So I would say that I will get one material, I will get a one full mock test simulator. So this is, I would say, in terms of the basics, which you definitely need. Now, moving ahead, let's say how much time I might wanted to dedicate into this. So this is where I would say that you should consider like a good 8 weeks to get this done. Can this be more? Can this be less? I would say each and every person learns differently, but the 8 weeks is a medium-sized commitment because what you need is a great structure, a structure that you can stick to, which has equally rigid components and also some flexibility. Because we can create our great plans, but just like in any kind of real-life project, sometimes those plans are also changing. So you need to have some type of explanation or visibility of that. So I would say that 8 weeks should be plenty enough. That's a medium-sized commitment. And I would say I would dedicate, the first 4 weeks to looking into the learning material. So I would dedicate 4 weeks of the learning. And then I would dedicate 4 weeks to doing the questions. And I think that's what I will do. Because overall, you need to realize that nobody's going in with 100% knowledge. Nobody's leaving with 100% results. PMI will never give you a printout of the questions in the first place. So I think you need to consider what is the exam is all about. The exam is all about, you have to make sure that you understand waterfall beginning to an end. You understand Agile Scrum beginning to an end. You know the difference between Agile versus waterfall, and then you have an idea how hybrid works. And that's exactly what the exam is all about. PMI never asking you to go into deep in certain topics, and you know that like a PMP professor. Instead, they wanted to make sure you have a good end-to-end understanding. So even in terms of the overall score, we're also reflecting that. So I think that's what I will do. Now, considering every person learns differently, this 8 weeks might can go up to 9, or it can be, let's say, shortened. But you need to see that, as my lessons learned as well, is that so it's never going to be perfect. And a point I wanted to make that I will shoot for a passing score, like a target. So my target will be an 80% passing rate. And as soon as I'm going to hit that, I'm going to say that 1 week after, I'm going to be good to go and take the exam, because everyone will reach some type of plateau in the overall knowledge itself. And simply because the exam has a big time constraint, that doing 180 questions in 230 minutes, that is just too so it's like too challenging to pay attention every bits and piece on the question. So because of that, I think 80% is the one of the best targets you can have. Can this be like 75? Maybe, but nothing below that, because we're gonna hit surprises. You don't want that to do it second time, because one of the depressing data or statistic is that even last year, 2024, around 400,000 people failed, and simply because the exam is challenging in a way that is testing your understanding that how you can apply everything you learn through the best practice into situational questions. Because also as a fact, we all know that every question will be situational for the exam. Okay. So this was my very short video. What would I do differently? How would I do it differently? If you stay close to this channel, I'm planning to share more and more details about this 8 weeks exam prep secret sauce. So we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.